And we're live. And we're live for another episode of Slaaap Haaapy.
We can do it like this all day, hey, don't stop. Inhibitions run away, hey, don't stop.
That's right, we're here, we're doing it, people. I'm Civilian, I'm the host of Slaaap Haaapy. This is my podcast where I cover a whole bunch of things. I'm going to be talking about a little conversation I had recently with someone who I love a lot. Not going to go into detail about the conversation. So we're talking about something that was very, required a lot of vulnerability to talk about. And he turned to me because he knew that I guess struggled with a similar thing for a long part of my life. And that thing is kind of shame around falling back into old habits, especially when it comes to like addiction, when it comes to like self-deprecating kind of behaviors and trends, and just more so not doing the thing, but it's like the internal shame and the internal dialogue that comes with doing the thing, and then the lack of help that you seek because you're feeling shame about the thing, and just a cycle that it creates inside. And I'm glad that he reached out to me, really glad, obviously, when someone that you love reaches out to you about something like that and they need help. Like it's a very special moment. And it gave me time to think about the whole idea, because one thing that we talked about was how, or what I said to him was, the most important part about this moment is just reaching out, just asking for help, because I think he kind of acknowledged that, he's been saying, "Oh, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this. I'm going to fix this. Oh, I'll fix it. I'll come good," kind of thing, and just had struggled to. We're not talking about like a totally ridiculous, stupid thing, not like blowing $100,000 kind of a year on pokies or anything like that. It's a smaller thing, but it's still as relevant, I think. And so yeah, I said kind of the first thing is just confronting it, admitting that, hey, maybe I can't do this alone, and then finding someone to reach out to. And the reason I'm bringing you this thought or this conversation is because I, and I'm going to get a little bit vulnerable here myself. I probably, for the majority of last year, kind of experienced, what it feels like to be, pretty close to alcohol, being alcoholic, in the past, there's obviously been gambling. Last year it was alcoholism, and not to kind of like belittle not to kind of throw shade at the actual the sickness itself, but I do feel like that I had a certain amount of alcoholism kind of like pervading my life last year. And I say that because, well, I pretty much got drunk every day from like, February 25th to the end of the year. I pretty much got drunk every day. And I would finish kind of my work earlier in the day, and then I would think about, when I was going to have a drink. And I would always kind of talk about it in a way that was like, oh, why not like a wine with dinner? Or, I'm kind of keen to try that new IPA. Or, I was surrounded by like not lots of nice breweries in Abbotsford, and I could always excuse myself to just go have like one or two, and then one or two obviously turn into a couple. Anyway, the point of me kind of saying that is that I probably didn't, although I was kind of constantly thinking about it and kind of going, oh, maybe I should do something about this. I kind of always felt that I had it under control. When, really, I guess I didn't. And, I kind of excused myself a little bit. Last year was quite tumultuous and traumatic in a bunch of different ways. I lost one of my best homies. That was, massive kick in the balls. And then, obviously the lockdowns in and out of that shit. Melbourne, obviously very hard hit by the lockdowns. A kind of a failed business. My main income really kind of like dwindling and struggling, savings kind of being eroded, and just kind of, stuck in a bit of a rut. So I kind of excused a lot of it as like, I'm just coping, I'm just getting by, like whatever. But I think, looking back, there was definitely a sense of like, I will be okay and I'll get this right. I just need to give it time kind of thing. But if I'd have been a bit more reflective and honest, I would have been like, well, this is kind of a problem. I need to reach out to someone to kind of help me, change some of these behaviors. Not all of them, like not totally like stop what I'm doing, but at least like confront it or like tackle it in a little bit more of a healthier way. So when this person reached out to me to kind of say, hey, this thing is here, I just would like some support around kind of like tackling it a little bit more healthily, I went, yeah, fucking oath. I would love to do that. And I guess what I'm saying is it's important to reach out when you kind of have that moment where you go, all right, well, it's been going on for a little while, whether that's like gambling, drinking, maybe smoking weed, you might gamble. Sorry, I already said gambling. Yeah, overeating, you're a bit fat or whatever. You got an unhealthy relationship with your body and your body image, shopping too much, spending inappropriately, going out too much, all these things are avoidance, right? They're all avoidance of self and soul and true calling, right? These are all methods of avoidance. I don't know whether you're avoiding trauma or like a relationship breakdown, or you just got to be dealing with some other shit and you don't want to do it, so you just put it off by kind of indulging in whatever I've just rattled off there. If you kind of have the moment of clarity where, you can kind of like peer through the clouds and go, oh, I'm actually struggling with this a little bit. And then the next sentence is, the next sentence could be one of two things. Oh, I'll be right. Like I'll figure it out. Like I've got it kind of under control. Or it could be, I will lean on someone. I will ask for help. I will ask for help. I understand that I'm probably not managing this the best that I could. I will ask for help. I just want to urge people to go that second route, the ladder. Ask for help. Ask someone. Reach out to someone who you think will be able to support you through it. Doesn't have to be a huge overhaul of your life. Doesn't need to be really involved. Doesn't need to be an everyday check-in or anything like that. You just need to say to someone, hey, this is not really working out for me right now, and just for the immediate future, could I just grab a little bit of a hand? And, obviously you've got to do it with someone you trust, but they're always going to say yes. They're always going to say, yeah, I can afford to give you a little bit of time to help you through this right now, because, with the people that you love, it's going to come back at some point. So you're always going to, they're always going to say yes. So if you got anything like that, anything that's eating away at you, anything that you're avoiding, anything that's kind of like weighing you down or dragging you away from your true self, from your soul, from your purpose on this earth, anything that's kind of, you're seeing as like a pattern of avoidance or deflection. If you got anything like that, find someone that you love, pick someone that you love and trust, just reach out to them, go, hey, this is what it is. It's not a big deal, but I just want to work on it a little bit. And fucking go change it. Go do it. Go do something about it. Because I tell you what, I wish that I had maybe 3 months into it or even 6 months into it, reached out to someone and said those things. Obviously, I just kind of let it dwindle and, I was blessed by the start of the new year, which kind of gave me that space to actually properly think about it. You might not get blessed with a brand new year. You might, or you might not see that as the right opportunity to actually install some change in your life. But you can always just turn to someone and just go, hey, this is the point. This is the bottom. This is where I need to actually start turning it around and actually do something about it. There is no tomorrow. There's only now. Don't put it off. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't try to get it done at a later date. Go do it now, because I'll tell you what, in 6 months' time, that's the thing. Well, we're very short-sighted when it comes to stuff like this. We always think in this moment right now, it'll be okay. I can have that, I can have that fucking pizza at 11:30 at night. I can have that extra beer or that, glass of wine while I'm kind of about to go to bed, or I can fucking, you know, I can put an extra $20 in pokes, or I can, you know, one more Billy won't hurt. Like in the moment, we're very short-sighted, and we kind of like lean on these things because they gratify us and they, you know, give us that little bit of sense of comfort in this world. Because, you know, life is hard, man. Life is hard, and I don't blame anyone for kind of taking these things on, because life is fucking tough. So, you know, we can always like justify it in the moment. And what that does is that shows a real lack of farsightedness, where we kind of like prioritize the moment and feeling like good in the moment, and we don't like look ahead. We don't go, oh, well, if I do this like, you know, 7 days a row for 4 weeks every month for the next 12 months for the next 5 years, that's going to be a problem. You know, we don't kind of think like that. We only think in the moment. I need comfort now. I need the solution now. I need that quick fix, that help, whatever. It takes a really huge amount of courage to, in that moment, go, do you know what? I could do that thing, but I'm going to fucking lean on someone to help me not do that thing. Yeah, it takes a lot of courage. So look, I'm not knocking anyone if you're in that place. I've been in that place a whole heap of my life, very recently as well. And, you know, I don't foresee me ever like just be completely fine and totally out of that place. It's just about like managing it better. As you get older, you're just meant to manage it better. If you're younger, just do your best. Manage it as best you can. But, you know, don't be afraid to reach out. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, guys, I love you all very much. Thank you for tuning into my podcast. I'm going to be bringing you a whole bunch of different things this year. I'm going to be focusing on the music industry in Australia a lot more. Going to be talking to some friends and some colleagues and some people that I admire and respect in the music industry, and just basically tapping into a lot of behind the scenes stuff, people who are doing cool stuff and pushing the music industry forward in this country. Because I feel like, you know, you look around, there's not a lot of people covering the people who are actually the cogs of the industry. So obviously, you know, you can't have an industry without musicians. Like, fair enough, I get that. But the people who are like putting those musicians on big platforms and showing them to the world and giving them the opportunity to grow. Like, you know, Kid Laroi was talented, but Kid Laroi was only talented in his bedroom. The rest of the world only got to hear him because like people like put him on a platform and put him on a plane and put him on stages and stuff like that, you know? So I want to start talking to the people that are doing stuff like that, giving those people those platforms and helping kind of the world hear and see their music. So yeah, this year there's going to be a few interviews like that coming, and a little bit more of a focus in on stuff like that, and also stuff like this, because man, this is a daily struggle. This is a life of struggle, a struggle that I'm here for, a struggle that I want, because I wouldn't want it any other way. Like, I don't want to be anywhere but on this planet. Like, I'm happy here right now. Like, I want to be here. And I know that being here also comes with, you know, things not being perfect all the time. So this is what I think, this is what I feel, this is what I kind of deal with all the time. And yeah, I just want to talk through it and you know, maybe give someone some game that they might be able to kind of start to change their lives off the back of it. So yeah, that's my piece. Love you all very much. Civilian is my name. Slaaap Haaapy is my podcast, and I will see you on the I'll see you on the next podcast.
We can do it like this all day. Hey, don't stop. Inhibitions run away. Hey, don't stop.